Good morning and a very warm welcome to this Tuesday's edition of the Breakfast Rundown on TV1. I'm Therunee Karunaratne, and as always, we are coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. This morning too, we're ready to bring to you details of all the top stories from here at home and around the world. Do stay tuned with us for the news in detail. Let's start off with news here at home as always. President Kumar Dissanayake, who is currently on a state visit to the Maldives, is scheduled to take part in several official bilateral discussions today. During his visit, the president will also participate in a business forum and is expected to meet with members of the Sri Lankan community residing in the Maldives. Now, yesterday evening, President Dissanayake held bilateral discussions with Maldivian President Dr. Muhammad Muizzu at the president's office in Malé. According to the president's media division, following these discussions, agreements were exchanged between the two countries to strengthen cooperation in various sectors. Meanwhile, a suspect identified as Hikkadua Liyanage Sahan Sisikalum, alias Midigama Sahan, was taken into custody at the arrival terminal of the Katunayake Bandaranaike International Airport and handed over to the Kaluthara Crimes Division for further investigations. The organized criminal was arrested by officers of the Criminal Investigation Department upon his arrival in the country from India last night. Police stated that Midigama Sahan, a 32-year-old resident of Baligama, is linked to multiple murders as well as robberies. Investigations have also revealed that the suspect is an associate of the underworld figure known as Midigama Chuti. On to more local news for this morning. A stock of foreign manufactured cigarettes valued at 50 million rupees, which had been brought to the Katunayake air cargo terminal to be smuggled to Australia via transit, was seized by officers of the Central Intelligence Unit of Sri Lanka Customs. The stock is considered the largest consignment of cigarettes ever seized in the history of the Katunayake Bandaranaike International Airport and its cargo terminal. Customs investigations revealed that this consignment, falsely declared as towels and plastic cups, had been sent from Dubai on the 9th and 11th of January this year, intended for delivery to London, Sydney and Melbourne. Upon inspection, customs officials confirmed the stock contained 239,400 cigarettes. The stock was formally confiscated and, following legal procedures, was handed over to the Ceylon Tobacco Company for destruction. Customs media spokesperson and additional Director General Sivali Arugoda stated that Sri Lanka will not allow international smugglers to use the country as a hub for the distribution of illicit goods. Now, meanwhile, foreign nationals were arrested by officers of the Airport Police Narcotics Bureau for attempting to smuggle kush worth 100 million rupees into the country. The suspects, both Indian nationals, were taken into custody after completing all airport clearance procedures and attempting to remove the stock from the airport premises. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka police says that 1,355 people have died in road accidents so far this year. Police media spokesperson Frederick Butler noted that in 2024, a total of 2,521 deaths were recorded due to road accidents across the country. He further emphasized that public cooperation is essential in reducing the number of fatal road accidents that occur daily in Sri Lanka. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health has informed the Parliamentary Sectoral Oversight Committee on Health, Mass Media and Women Empowerment that current shortage of medicines has arisen due to delays in placing orders in previous years. The committee, chaired by Parliamentarian Dr. Nihal Abesinghe, convened recently in Parliament to discuss ongoing issues in the health sector of Sri Lanka. Health Ministry officials assured the committee that since the procurement process for 2026 has already commenced, there will be no shortages in that year. They further stated that by the end of this year, between 80% and 90% of essential medicines will be available within the country. The officials also confirmed that at present, there is no shortage of medicinal drugs. On to more local news for this morning. Deputy Minister of Lands and Irrigation Sirasa says that discussions are ongoing to reduce the reciprocal tariff percentage imposed by the United States administration on Sri Lanka. The Deputy Minister said that alternative measures are also being considered to address this matter. He noted that through the efforts of the President, the Finance Minister and the negotiating team, Sri Lanka has already managed to bring the tariff down from 44% to 30%. He added that discussions are continuing with the aim of further reducing this 30% rate as well. The Deputy Minister also stated that narrowing the trade gap between the United States and Sri Lanka is a key factor in these talks. He pointed out that purchasing crude oil from the United States could help reduce this trade imbalance, which in turn could support further tariff reductions. He further remarked that such measures require sound political judgment and leadership committed to working in the national interest. He expressed confidence that through these alternative strategies, Sri Lanka will be able to successfully overcome this challenge. And finally, on to a weather forecast for today. The Met Department says that showers may occur in the western and Sabaragamu provinces and in the Nuwara Eliya, Kandy, Galle and Mathura districts. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in the Uva province and in the Ampara and Batticaloa districts during the afternoon or night. Fairly strong winds of about 40 kilometers per hour can be expected at times over the western slopes of the Central Hills and in the southern province as well. The general public is requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. Coming up next is international news for this morning. On to news overseas now. US President Donald Trump said yesterday that many people were starving in Gaza and suggested Israel could do more on humanitarian access as Palestinians struggle to feed their children a day after Israel declared steps to improve supplies. President Trump said there is real starvation in Gaza after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insisted there was no such thing. Asked if he agreed with Netanyahu that it was a bold-faced lie to say Israel was fueling hunger in Gaza, the US president replied, and I quote, "I don't know. Those children look very hungry. That's real starvation stuff," unquote. Let's take a look at President Trump's voice cut regarding this.
Terrible situation. The whole thing is terrible. It's been bad for many years, but it's great to hear you feel the same way that I do. We have to help on a humanitarian basis before we do anything. We have to get the kids fed. We have a lot of access to food. We got a lot of food ourselves, and we're going to bring it over there. We're also going to make sure that they don't have barriers stopping people. You know, you've seen the areas where they actually have food, and the people are screaming for the food, and they're 35, 40 yards away, and they won't let them because they have lines that are set up. And whether they're set up by Hamas or whoever, but they're very strict lines, so we have to get rid of those lines. But we're going to be getting some good, strong food. We can save a lot of people. I mean, some of those kids that's real starvation stuff. I see it. And you can't fake that. So we're going to be even more involved. We did some airlifts before, some airdrops, and the people are running for it.
Describing the starvation in Gaza as real, Trump's assessment put him at odds with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who said on Sunday there is no starvation in Gaza and vowed to fight on against the Palestinian militant group Hamas, a statement he reposted on X on Monday. However, Netanyahu later on Monday described the situation in Gaza as difficult, saying his country was working to ensure aid delivery to the besieged strip. According to a statement from his office, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, quote, Israel will continue to work with international agencies as well as the US and European nations to ensure that large amounts of humanitarian aid flows into the Gaza Strip, unquote. Trump, who has largely blamed Hamas for the delay in distributing aid to civilians in Gaza, acknowledged Israel has a lot of responsibility for limiting aid to the region, but again called for Hamas to release the hostages still held in Gaza to ease negotiations. Let's move on to more international news this morning. A 6.3 magnitude earthquake has struck the Bay of Bengal in the early hours of Tuesday. The quake's impact on coastal regions or islands is still being assessed, though no immediate reports of damage or casualties have been received. A powerful earthquake of magnitude 6.5 struck the Nicobar Islands region early Tuesday, but authorities confirmed there was no tsunami threat. According to the United States Geological Survey, the quake occurred at about 12:12 a.m. at a shallow depth of 10 kilometers. Its epicenter was located about 259 kilometers west-northwest of Sabang in Indonesia. While tremors were felt in surrounding areas, there were no immediate reports of damage or casualties. Coming up next is sports news for this morning. And in sports, it's cricket. The England squad for the fifth and final test match against India has been announced. This series is being played as part of the 2025-2027 ICC World Test Championship. All-rounder Jamie Overton has been included in the squad for the decisive match. As usual, Ben Stokes will captain the side, which also features key players such as Jofra Archer, Harry Brook, Ben Duckett, Zach Crawley and Joe Root. England currently lead the 5-match series 2-1. According to the 2025-2027 ICC World Test Championship standings, England are placed third, while India hold fourth place. The series is contested for the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy. The decisive final test will commence tomorrow at the Kennington Oval in London. Well, that brings to a close this morning's edition of the Breakfast Rundown on TV1. I'm Therunee Karunaratne. Thank you for joining us today. Do make sure to join us tomorrow as well for more of the very latest from here at home and around the world. Take care. Have a wonderful day ahead.